Tell us about playing at Club Vertigo in Costa Rica.
That was me, actually. That was actually a very interesting experience.
Are you from Costa Rica?
No. I actually had nothing to do with it besides
playing there.
visiting there, and I have some acquaintances there who run the club, and they said, "Why don't you stop by and bring?" I had a little book with me, like maybe 10 CDs, and I just had my favorite stuff in it, and I always carry a book with me just for that kind of a moment. Just in case. And
just in case somebody.
It was kind of an off night, and they had their local DJs there, and they're kind of very closed off to the rest of the world of what's going on because it's a poor country, and people kind of get what we do here, but they don't really understand the New York style. And I came in, and everybody just kind of, after I walked out, everybody was just kind of like, "Wow, what happened just now?" So I think that was kind of the most memorable thing about it, was that the freshness of people's faces. Like there was no kind of jaded, "Oh, I've heard this before," or "I know this." It was just, everything was new to them, and that was, I think that's rare now.
Yeah. And tell us about playing in Central Park in Italy.
That was a while ago. I was really young, and I was 18, 19, and I was studying, and I was studying in Florence, and I met somebody who ran the club, and they just invited me to play, and kind of the same thing. I came in and I had music with me, and it was a little bit different because the crowd was very upscale. Italians like to dress up, and it was an outside kind of venue, and but still it was interesting because everybody came up to me speaking in Italian, and I could speak a little bit, but not enough to kind of communicate.
Jeff wasn't there yet to
and
translate.
and Jeff wasn't there to translate, so.
Do you speak Italian?
Yes.
And in one of your previous interviews, you said you came to New York in '88.
Yeah, that was me too.
From where?
From Ukraine, Odessa.
Okay. And how do you feel that your history has shaped your musical interest and how you play?
Wow, interesting question. I came from kind of, when I came here, it was '89, and it was kind of like the boom of hip hop, and I just loved the vibe of it at that time, and the house parties and the block parties and the school backyard parties and the gym dances and all that, and being kind of raised and thrown into that was just phenomenal, just as far as culture, culture clash, and I absorbed as much as I could. And with time, I think hip hop kind of died out for me, and I think it's still kind of in the same place, but I still try to keep the same kind of feeling where it's anything goes and experimental, how hip hop used to be.
All right. Let's talk about the scene in New York.
What scene?
Let's talk about that. Talk about New York.
Well, it's always constantly evolving and changing, but one of the things that, at least I feel, is a lot of it is what you bring to it. Like your friends that you're with, if you could create that, and at least you know what it used to be like, and bring that little something about that back, you're gonna have a good party.
So many times you read on message boards too, and you read about this party and that party, and you were at that party, and this person had the worst night of their lives. They lost their shoe, they got gum in their hair, they hated the staff, this kid, threw a drink on them, and at the same night I could have had the best night ever. I got in, like, no problem. I happened to just see somebody at the door, they let me in for free, and just like weird things end up happening like that, and it's one of those things where, like he said, it matters who you're with, it matters who you bring. And too many people focus on like the other unwanted so much so quote unquote around them, and let that be the direction of their night. Whereas instead of bringing in the good people around you, like us and our own friends, and just blocking out that stuff or whatever, then you have a good night. I think too many people let other people determine where their night goes nowadays.
Just have really high expectations. You just gotta go in there, just not expecting a DJ to play a certain way. Just go in there, have fun, dance. It's a dance club, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
How does System Audible define success?
Consistency. I think our motto is mostly just bring it to the people and make them happy, but bring it to the people and make them happy, and keep everybody together as one
Family.
one family. Yeah, definitely, it's a family.
House party.
Yeah, it's a house party. Even if it's, if we're playing at a club or a lounge or wherever, I think we try to make it as much as comfortable for the people who are there as it would be in my living room.
Yeah, because it seems very cliquey at times, and that's one of the things where it's not like it used to be just everybody was one community.
Too much
one community.
it's not.
Now it's
Too much exclusivity, if that's even a word, right? Too much
everybody's
exclusiveness.
just doing their own thing, and the whole thing was having a whole club, everybody there for the same reason.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
There's a lot less social interaction within the club. You got these people separated up here in their private booth that they paid $3,000 for, and all these bottles, and then these people over here. This area is roped off. Where's the interaction? It's not. Nobody feels comfortable with that anymore, and I think that's what they're both definitely saying. What we like to define success, like if we could do that, like if we could really have one people and not create that.
Everybody's segregated.
Yeah. If we could kind of create that old vibe again, if that's even the right context. But yeah, I think that's exactly it.